Hey Marge, your little brother's here. Where the hell are you? You should have been back hours ago. What's taking you so long to get home, for God's sake? I know you got plenty of time on your hands, but this is getting ridiculous. Aren't you supposed to be getting our dinner ready? Thought we'd agreed you'd have something ready by the time we got home. And what about the laundry and cleaning? You haven't done a damn thing. You even understand English, for God's sakes? What I'm trying to tell you is to get off your ass and do a little work around here. Comprende? Am I making any sense to you, Marge? I realize that you're a high school dropout, but come on. If you can't make sense of it, how do you intend to survive in this world?
Bill? I thought I made it perfectly clear to you this morning. I said I was off on a business trip from today and that I'll be gone for a while.
Excuse me? When did this happen?
How can you say that? I saw you this morning, Bill. Don't act like you don't know. You were watching me put my suitcases in the car. Obviously, I wouldn't be loading up the car with my suitcase on a normal day. A suitcase is for traveling, you know?
Oh yeah, an overseas business trip, huh? Seriously? You know what, Marge? I think this business trip is one big BS charade you concocted.
Are you joking? You really believe that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, how could a high school dropout like you go on a business trip? I mean, what idiot company would send you? I bet you don't even speak the language there, wherever you say you're going. So if it's not a business trip, this must be a tour or something. Did you stop off at the travel agent downtown and book some all-inclusive package tour? You know, with a guide and all? You don't even make that much. How could you afford such a tour?
Always going on about my academic background. How about you, Bill? You haven't had much social interaction since joining that company.
Social interaction? Who needs that?
Anyway, I'm off on this business trip and I'm not sure when I'm getting back. Can't you guys do the cooking and cleaning yourselves? Why do I always have to be there to do everything? I'm your sister, not your maid.
You really got nerve saying that, Marge.
I've still got some work to finish up here at the office before I head out to the airport, so let's cut this short, shall we?
Yeah, right. I bet you're headed to some cheapo resort or something and saving your pennies and drinking tap water and buying local stuff from the grocery store. Sound about right? I really can't believe you would take off on some overseas holiday and just skip out on your household duties. You really think an insignificant high school dropout of a sister like you can disobey a college grad like myself? You got another thing coming, Marge. Severe consequences await you once you get back. Just remember that.
You there, Marge, our good-for-nothing lazy sister? This is Karen, Bill's significant other. I heard you were on some overseas holiday. Seriously? Why can't you people get it through your thick skulls? I'm going on a business trip, not an overseas holiday. What's wrong with you people? Every time I say something, you people twist it all out of shape like a pretzel. I'm surprised you don't know. Everybody else does, you know. It's because you're a dropout. That's why. We're not twisting anything. You're the one that's feeding us bogus, made-up information. A business trip? Come on, you can do better than that. For your information, we have both acquired a special skill that allows us to decipher the information you feed us and glean the truth from it. Don't you even see that? That's why your little brother makes fun of you all the time. Why do you think he asked if you spoke English or not? He never seems to get through to you. You really have the audacity to take a vacation overseas being a high school dropout and a low-level office clerk? Are you finished talking trash about me? Pardon me? I hate repeating myself over and over again with you guys. I'll say it one more time. I'm going on a legit business trip. This is not a personal holiday vacation that you keep saying it is. I just wish you people would stop creating this false interpretation of everything I say. And like your brother endlessly keeps telling you, Marge, the company you work for would never send some high school dropout on an overseas business trip. All they would end up doing is embarrassing themselves and bringing shame to the company, so you really should quit your flights of fancy. There's no use trying to talk to you. I have to go. I'm gonna miss my flight. Hold on just a second, Marge. A low-education good-for-nothing like you has no right to disobey a highly educated individual like myself. You really have the nerve, Marge. This calls for a severe punishment. You can bet on it.
Hey, Marge, you never learn, do you? Why the hell is there a lock on your bedroom door? What the hell are you hiding? This is our house. You can't just lock the doors inside our home.
What now? Don't you ever give up, Bill? This is getting ridiculous. It's my room. I can lock it if I please. Besides, I know you guys would go scrounging around in there like a pack of hyenas.
Hyenas? You think we're a bunch of scavengers?
Yeah, I do actually. Anyways, are you and Karen all prepared to move out?
Move out? What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my God, don't tell me you already forgot. You two moved into my place temporarily, and I emphasize, temporarily. Because you had to move out of that apartment because it was being demolished. I allowed you to stay at my place until you found another place to live. You must remember that, right? The day you guys are supposed to move is just around the corner, so I would appreciate a little urgency on your part.
Oh, yeah. That. Right. Moving out. Right. But what's this about your place?
What do you mean by that? That is my place.
Nothing, just saying.
Anyway, a promise is a promise. You said you were looking for a new place. Did you find one already? Have you guys even looked? Hey Marge, Karen here. Bill told me that you were talking about some nonsense about us finding a new apartment? What's this BS about your place? Are you talking about this house? Hello, Karen. What is it this time? Like I said, this house. I know it's your parents' place and this is where you grew up and all, but... But what? What do you want to say? Spit it out, why don't you? What's so wrong about calling my own home my place, for Pete's sake? Nothing wrong with that, just saying. I really shouldn't waste my time explaining all that to someone who doesn't have the brains to process such information anyways. Oh, is that so? To be honest, I prefer not to hear your long-winded explanation anyway. Apparently, you already talked to Bill, so what's it gonna be? Pardon me, what are you talking about? When are you moving out, is what I'm saying. The date you guys said you would be moving out is fast approaching. Have you guys already found a place? Yeah, right. Bill did say something about that. But for your information, Bill and I have no intention of moving out of this house. Wait a second, Karen. What did you say? This house. We're not moving. I mean, think about it. Bill is the man of the family. He has the rights to the house. It will be handed down to him, right? You have no say in it. What I'm trying to say is that it's you who has to move out. I'm going to have to stop you right there, Karen. What the hell are you talking about? Figured you'd find out sooner or later, but just so you know, we threw out all your belongings, so no need to come back from the overseas vacation. Just stay there. Threw out my stuff? Are you serious? I know you had a lock on that door to keep us hyenas out, but Bill broke in and we got in no problem. You broke down the door? Now why'd you go and do that? What did you expect? How else were we going to get in? We had to clean out that room. We called Goodwill and they came over and took everything. Loaded the dresser, the desk, the chair, the whole shebang. Nice and clean, no hassles. That room looks a lot bigger after that. A little too big for the likes of you, in my opinion. You have to be kidding. You guys, you are incredible. Clean out my room and I don't have to come home? Is that it? That's exactly it. I was expecting some sort of asinine comeback. Have a nice life over there. From today on, this is Bill and I's little abode. That's just great. Thank you. Now I don't have to come back stateside anymore. Huh? Are you serious about that? Are you really not coming back? No, maybe that's too much. I have a bunch of stuff to take care of stateside, so that's actually not an option. I already moved the important stuff out, and I was wondering what I was going to do with the furniture and old clothes. You guys saved me the hassle. Wait a sec, what the hell are you babbling on about? I'm saying, thanks for cleaning out my room. You guys saved me the hassle. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Are you saying that you were going to get rid of all that stuff anyway? Yeah, that's right. You cleaned it out for me. Anyways, I'm moving out of that house. Oh, okay, I get it. Well, why didn't you tell us that to begin with? We could have saved a perfectly good door. Now it's got to be repaired. Send me your bank account number and a photo of the receipt. I'll deposit the money there. Sound good? Right you are. I'll send that later today. Oh, yeah, you and Bill better start getting ready to move. Have you got your stuff all packed? Huh? Why should we move out? What are you talking about? You only have about a week left. You better hurry. Pardon me, you're not making any sense. Why do we have to move out? I don't get you guys. I thought I told you. When you first moved in, I explained the whole situation to you. I can't believe it. You forgot, didn't you? I told you guys that I put the house on the market and that it has already been sold. And that we all had to move out within 2 months. That 2 months ends next week. Am I hearing you right, Marge? You sold the house?
Marge, you sneaky little scoundrel! Did you seriously sell this house? Tell me you made the whole thing up to piss off Karen. What's going on in that pea-brain head of yours?
I knew you would forget. You were always like that, Bill. Never listen to people, always thinking only about yourself.
You got nerve talking to me that way, Marge.
Let me stop you right there, Bill. That house you're living in now, the house we grew up in, Mom and Dad turned the house ownership over to me when they moved back east due to Dad's business.
Are you kidding me? That doesn't make any sense. What about me? I'm part of the family too.
Mom and Dad knew what kind of people you and Karen were. Not too good with financial matters, so, Dad thought it better that I handle it. And about that apartment you moved out of? I knew it wasn't being demolished. You guys got kicked out because you failed to pay the rent, wasn't it? You think I didn't know that?
You knew about that? Why'd you pretend like you didn't know?
In addition, I told you this too, but apparently it slipped your mind. Dad decided to take the managing director position of the East Coast operations and decided to move there. He plans to retire over there too. That's why he bought that nice cabin by the lake. They plan to settle there after retiring.
What? This is the first I'm hearing of this. Why didn't you tell me?
I did. Several times. But you just brushed it off. Oh, and about this business trip? Actually, I'm getting stationed over here in the UK indefinitely.
Are you serious? A high school dropout like you?
Yeah, true. I've been working at this company ever since I dropped out of school, but the reason I dropped out was because I had to take care of Dad. He was extremely ill back then and had to resign from the company. As a result, we couldn't survive financially. I had no choice but to work. I didn't drop out because of my grades. I was actually at the top of my class.
I never knew about any of this.
Also, I got my high school diploma a few years later when we were a little better off. Also, I took business courses at night school. I think I garnered every conceivable business and marketing qualification needed to do my job. And who do you think paid your tuition? You keep trashing me for being a high school dropout, but just so you know, I worked my way up to section chief.
Section chief? Seriously?
This current business trip I'm on? I've been going back and forth for the past several months, getting ready for my move here.
How can a high school dropout make section chief? How's that even possible?
Come on, Bill, not that again.
But how could someone with mediocre education get promoted? There's something seriously wrong here.
Haven't you realized by now that not everything is about academic achievement? Must have been an eye-opener for you, I would think.
What do you mean about that?
I heard from someone who works at the same office as you. Although you and Karen both work at a major corporation, I hear you guys just have secondary roles. You've both been sidetracked, just going about routine work.
That's not true. We do important work.
Yeah, whatever. I think we kind of got sidetracked. Well, that's the story, Bill. It just doesn't seem feasible to hang on to that house any longer with me overseas and the folks out east buying that lake house. Right when we had concluded all the paperwork for the new owners, you guys came knocking.
But you never...
I sat you guys down and explained the whole situation to you, and you guys seemed pretty enthusiastic at the time. You agreed to my terms, but I guess you weren't really listening. You were all set on kicking me out and taking over the house, right?
I was only trying to. Anyways, you should have...
I should have what? Explained it to you every time I ran into you? You agreed. I thought you were well aware that you had to be out of there by month's end.
This is not happening. How could you do this to me?
Oh my God, Bill! Don't tell me you haven't found a place to live yet.
What do you think? I knew nothing about it. This is the first I'm hearing of it. I never thought for the life of me that we would have to move out too. How was I to know that you sold the place?
That's why I keep telling you to listen and not just brush people off.
Yeah, real help telling me that now.
Anyway, just find some place ASAP. The place is no longer ours after the 31st of this month. I'm not kidding, Bill. Tell your company it's an emergency or something and that you guys need to stay in the company's dorm or something.
That's not an option. Last time I did that, I sort of screwed up.
Good grief, you have got to be kidding me.
Please, Marge. You have to help me out. And my sister, for God's sake.
Why should I help you?
You're my big sister. You have a duty to help me.
Big sister, huh? The good-for-nothing high school dropout sister?
I didn't mean it. Come on, Marge. Lend me a hand, would you?
There's a real estate office downtown. Go check with them. I'm sure you'll find something. Or are you guys so dumb that you can't even go out and find an apartment?
What did you just say?
Seems like you've got enough fire in your belly to do that at least. Why don't you guys finally act like husband and wife and help each other out?
There's only one problem. I don't have any money.
Don't come crawling to me, Bill.
Say that, Marge, please.
Work it out, Bill. Goodbye.
Marge, please. I'll do anything. Just don't abandon me.
Yeah, it seems they were penniless. So what did they do, you ask? Well, surprisingly, they both decided to quit their stable jobs and got a live-in position at some small clothing manufacturer. I really can't figure those two out. They had a good job at a major corporation. I can't understand why they didn't make it work. What a total waste. My folks were not about to help those two out either, knowing how spoiled they were. As a matter of fact, they said it would teach them a lesson. I have to say I agree. I also opted to take the same position. I mean, they're not children, they can take care of themselves. But knowing the attitude of those two, I had my doubts about that live-in job they somehow managed to procure. I later heard from a friend that they immediately had trouble with the staff just a few weeks after they arrived, but you know what? I was not all that surprised. They are apparently keeping a low profile now, trying not to get in anyone's hair or they will be out again searching for another job. Maybe it'll be a shot in the arm for them. They need a little common sense drilled into them. That goes without saying.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.